Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 25th episode of Puck Witches, a vibes-based podcast where we yap about all things hockey. Today is April 11th, 2025. I'm your host, Saint, and this is my partner in crime, Champ. Champ, how you doing, bud?
One more week left of the OG season, regular season.
Oh.
It's fine. We're having a great time.
As always, we have a lot to discuss about this episode, so let's jump right into it, Champ. We gotta talk about it.
Dude, what happened this week?
It's fucking wild.
It's been a long week. In life and also in hockey. I feel like it's been 8 years since I last talked to you, for one. And then I also think it's been 8 years since Ovi scored 895. Has he scored another goal?
Feels like it's been like, have they played? Like,
yeah, they've played.
Yeah,
they played
Thursday.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
he got an assist. He didn't get a goal though. That's so funny.
He's done. He is. Oh,
he's done. I
did see. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is he not gonna score another goal?
That'd
like, is
really
that
funny.
Is that it? Like, he's just done so.
I did see that somebody said he's going for the record in all-time hits now. Because he was,
which is crazy.
Barreling over people. He only needs 200 more or something.
Yeah, which I don't really guess. I don't really count hits in a game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, it's not a stat that I like actively.
Well, it's not as easy to track as like
a
hit on a goal.
Yeah, so it's like, okay,
Lord,
like, okay.
But yeah, like, it's been one heck of a week. And Sunday he scored the 895, and they did the whole thing. You heard it in the last podcast. And then I blinked, and that was 8 years ago. Like, what happened? Where'd the week go? What happened this week?
It's been 2 years and also
a blink.
Like a blink. Yeah. Like,
I've been loving all of the Ovi celebrations. I think they're actually really funny. My favorite was he got back to DC on Sunday night because they flew in from, New York. It's a short flight. And he, like, walked into this bar, and he had the waitress walk up and immediately shoved 2 beers in his hand, and he looked so natural taking them because he's probably done that every game after every game.
So it was like, it's that he not only took the beers, it's that she knew to give him the 2 beers.
Yes.
That,
he downed one in a freaking heartbeat.
It's so funny.
All of the posts from, players across the league were like, recounting their memories. My favorite was Gino's talking about he doesn't even work out. He just loves hockey. He eats, he doesn't have a diet. He just shows up and he scores.
He eats Subway and Cheetos. All girls do is eat hot chips and score goals. Like, that's Ovechkin. He's like, give me my fucking Diet Coke in the locker room.
Yeah, that was they released like the footage of the behind the scenes when he had scored. Obviously he had like 6 or 7 interviews after he scored 895, and like they lost the game horrendously. And so I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Strome who like ran up and was like, guys, we don't have beer. We have to celebrate it as hard as we celebrated on Friday. And like I was sitting there like, yeah, why didn't you guys think of that? He was obviously gonna score.
That's so fucking funny. Like, I don't know. It was a cool moment to witness it.
Glad it got the credit that Sid should have gotten for 20 consecutive seasons.
Like, I understand. It's just, so it's one of those things where I feel like it does kind of exemplify that, like, Ovechkin is an elite goal scorer.
Right.
Ovechkin is the greatest goal scorer. Sid is one of the best players of all time. Player. Yeah, like, in my opinion, yeah, I think.
No, I think it's fact. You can come at me in the comments, but
Everyone's
is not an argument.
Someone said Gretzky used to play when they had janitors for goalies. I don't want to hear about it. Yeah. It's so funny. Like, my dad grew up watching hockey, right? Yeah. Like, he didn't transfer that love onto us, but like, it was a thing that like, and I think that's why it took me a little bit to get into it, is because growing up, it was 80s and 70s hockey that my dad watched. Like, my dad watched, it was a hockey city. So like, he like, that was when they used to just beat the shit out of each other.
Right.
Like, that was the sport, was like, and that's why my mom didn't like hockey.
Right.
Because she was like, I don't want to see these guys
Kill
nearly
each
be
other.
killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Dad was around for Clint Malarchuk, like, getting his neck sliced open. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of, like, so they kind of came in with a different mindset. But
yeah, but I just think it's really cool that we are, you know, for it being our first full hockey season, to see a lot of records being broken this season.
It is incredible. I feel very blessed that we became hockey fans
at the right time. I'm sorry, Saint, because you're not for your team, but
not
for
my team, but for the sport. Like, it, you know, it is one of those things where it's like, it's not, there's never a wrong time to be into hockey, right? But like, each era is very special. I do feel bad that I missed the peak of the Penguins, Sid Crosby, Gino Malkin, Marc-Andre Fleury, and like seeing Flower retire this year, and I never got to see him as a Penguin, and like, you know, just, and Crystal Tang, can't forget Tanger, like those, that core four, like, yeah, my mother would kill me, like, you know, that kind of stuff, like, getting to miss that sucks, but coming in, and now I'm watching Macklin Celebrini get a hat trick assisted by all of them with Will Smith, like,
against, you know, like Flower.
Against Flower, like, it really is. It's just, and Pasternak, like, he's now up there with like Bobby Orr and Phil Esposito, like, for stats with the Bruins. Like, and seeing a record that Ovechkin himself was interviewed a few years ago, or even I think it was only like 2 or 3 years ago, where they were like, "Do you think you could do it?" And he was like, "No, I don't think I could. I don't think anyone is ever breaking that record." And he did it. Like, that's fucking crazy that we get to witness that. Like,
my favorite is I don't know if you saw. Did you see the little kids skating on the ice, and at the end of their time on the ice, in between the Canes and Caps game, I think it was Canes and Caps, they all did the OV dive and all skated on their belly. It was the cutest thing ever.
Yeah. Like, what did they say? Doing an OV or something?
I don't know, but that's basically what it's becoming. Is like, the minute that they finish their little scrum, you know, scrimmage in front of the entire crowd, every single one of them on the ice did the little belly flop. It was so cute.
I love
the little kids playing hockey is so adorable.
It is. It's one of my favorite parts of going to like actual games is when they have the kids come out and play. Like, it's so much fun.
Yeah. The other really funny thing, I gotta find it, but did you see that they gave Ovi a goat?
Okay, you said that to me earlier, and I did the quietest what?
Yeah.
And then it popped up on my dash, and it's Backstrom, of course, handing him a goat.
They just
like,
there's 2 goats, by the way. There's 2 goats. So there's one goat was the one that Backstrom handed him. And then this is the second goat, which is the one that I saw. And I'm sitting here like, what?
A second goat is in the Ovechkin Tower? What?
A second goat is in the Ovechkin Towers.
Look at the baby.
Yeah, so sure.
Wait, where is he gonna put them? Well, I mean,
are they
right? Like,
is he keeping them?
I assume, does he? Okay, not to be like
petting zoo goats.
So like, but like he's from Russia. Is he a city boy or a country boy? Because like it's the same thing here. Because country boys, I feel like if you're from the country, you'd be like, cool, I have a goat now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this would be very like, my family who lives in the country would be like, cool, another goat to the herd. Like,
right? But no, he was born in Moscow, so.
Oh, okay. So he's. Why'd they give him a goat?
Because he's the goat.
I know, but like they could have given him a statue or something. Oh my god, his kids! Oh my god, they're like, Dad, we're never getting rid of this fucking goat. This is a goat.
I can't believe. I hope he keeps the goat. I think that'd be the most Ovi thing to Ovi. He just seems like a kind of guy who would have strange pets. This is me being parasocial. Yes. I think he would be the kind of guy that's strange pets.
He wouldn't get the strange pets, but if gifted, would keep them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if his kid came home and was like, Dad, oh my god, Gino Malkin getting a tiger, and then his dad looked and was, did you not know that Gino, like, got a tiger for a minute there?
No.
Like, not, like, to keep as a pet. It was, like, a photo op thing. and he like wanted to take photos of it. And the first thing Gino's dad did when he saw it he went white as a ghost and was like, my son, that's not my son's, is it? Like he thought Gino bought a fucking tiger,
which sounds like funny. The most me thing to happen.
Yeah,
sorry Dad, I'm buying a tiger. In other news,
God, you weren't born rich.
I don't think I could handle that. No.
Nope.
In other news, another big name is back on the radar, and that's Landeskog. And at the beginning of the season, you and I both went, the Avs don't have a captain. The Avs do have a captain, but he's not skating, and like didn't know the connection.
Because we had gone down the rabbit hole of captains because
Seattle Kraken named their captain.
Because it was the first time that they'd all had captains. Right. And
which
we
I didn't know they could do.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I knew that they could do it, but like it was one of those, like, you have the assistant captains filling in until someone takes it. But it was just weird that it was just weird. Like, we were like, what do you mean? Like, they have captains who are not. And then we didn't know that he'd been out for so long that it was just like, oh, he's injured, he'll be back. Oh, no.
So you did some looking into it. What happened to him?
I did. So,
it was Cale Makar. I knew it was Cale Makar.
I guess it was like, so it was multiple, like, it wasn't one thing, right? Because it's playoffs.
Right.
I forgot. It was 3 years. And I knew that his last game was he won the Stanley Cup with the Avs in 2022. Because that was the big thing when Rantanen got traded, is like that
they're not
trio.
all playing together,
Yeah, like that, the dream team, this dream line of like, it's basically like losing to me, Sid.
Okay, thank God.
And so he went through knee surgery after they won the Stanley Cup. And I believe, I didn't look too much into the actual injury itself, but I believe one of the factors was that a skate blade from a car accidentally like sliced his thigh above the knee. That, I believe, is what happened. I have
Hockey
not
players
actually
are
seen
built different.
Hockey players are built different. So the heartbreaking part was he was only expected to miss part of the next season, the 2022 to 2023. He then missed the entire season and wouldn't make it into the playoffs at all. So it's like a whole fucking year. And then he had to have cartilage transplant surgery.
Ugh.
And so he missed the entire next season. And then the season after that, which is this one.
Right.
So he's missed 3 full years of hockey. His last time playing was the Stanley Cup final that they won in Game 6.
Which is crazy because he's getting ready. They think he's going to be back for playoffs, which...
insane. So yeah, it was announced that he is going to the Colorado Eagles on a conditioning assignment of basically like,
getting back up to speed.
I'm interested to see, because there's a whole like show coming out about it, right? Is it like a multi-part series?
I think it's been releasing like leading up to him coming back.
Okay. Because I've seen like moments of it where like
advertisements for it.
Like, yeah, I saw him like, he basically like lost it. Like he was watching a tribute to him on like the screen and had to like walk off the ice because he couldn't handle it, which I totally get it, man. I couldn't do it either. Like, so yeah, I would be interested in watching it.
Yeah. Especially because it's not our team, so we don't feel the connection to it necessarily. But he seems like
you can look at more factual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Another record got broken this week, which was the fastest 3 goals in a minute. And it was the Canucks. Of course, it was the Canucks against the Stars.
Not the fastest 3 goals in a minute. The only time a team in NHL history has come back from a 3-goal deficit in the last minute of a game.
Lord,
so it was 50.
What happened? And then we looked at the stats, and it was Cody Ceci. Sorry, Dallas. We did give you him.
And Casey DeSmith.
And Casey DeSmith, but we don't care.
Here's my thing. You can't blame just Cody Ceci. Because I watched. Did you see the collapse?
Yes, I did. Oh,
okay. Because
entirely.
It was like 57 seconds, because I thought it was a minute. It was 57 seconds. Like, that last goal was in, like, the last 18 or 15 seconds. Like, to the point where if it had been anything other than whatever the fuck that was, they wouldn't have even made it to that end of the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know how. But where is it? Doesn't it fall on the coach to not call a fucking timeout after the second goal?
They hadn't, right? Like, they had
it. They had already gotten the empty net goal. The Stars were winning. Yep. Like, they were only down by, so even if you don't count the empty net goal, right? Like, they at the time had a 2-goal lead. So, like, there's no way they used the timeout.
Yeah.
Maybe, is there a rule that you can't use a timeout in the last fucking minute or something? Like,
but did they have possession? No way. Did they have possession? Is that why they couldn't call it?
I don't know. But then you pull the goalie, right? Like, pull your goalie. Just pull the goalie. Because they can do that at any time. Oh, yeah, because
especially because because there would be face-offs. Because they would get face-offs at the start of the goal.
Not playing hockey.
Yeah. I don't know. But, like, there's pauses. There are pauses. You can pause after goals, correct?
But that's my thing, is, like, they can pull. I thought they could pull. When can you pull a goalie swap in hockey?
Oh, I bet you they can't at that late of the game. But I bet you they could have at least called a timeout and been like at the face-offs, because after you score a goal, you go back to center ice and you pull like do a face-off again.
Like, yeah, like, I don't like. So it has to be a stoppage of play.
Yes, which is after a goal.
So. Yeah. So why? I feel, again, I think it was one of those things where it was so impossible
in their brain.
You don't. Some people are built to accept reality as it comes at you.
Yeah.
Most people do not accept reality until it's already happened. Yep. And so I think most people went, oh, that sucks. They scored after they pulled the goalie. It happens, but we've got 2 more goals. Like, they have 40 seconds left. And then they scored the second time. What? There was like 20 seconds left on that clock or something like that. And
thing is,
at that point, I think they just were like, no, they can't score again.
Yeah.
They can't score again. And I'm like, no, I would. No.
Two things. Number 1, the most dangerous lead in hockey is a 3-goal lead. And number 2, I saw somebody, I think it was Hockey Reddit, say, congratulations, Canucks. You may not have made playoffs, but at least your reputation of never being safe, like telling no team will ever feel safe with 3-goal lead ever again, even if it's the last minute. And I was like,
no team's ever gonna feel safe in the last 57 seconds of a fucking hockey game.
And I was telling my dad, back in like last playoffs, like it was when Dallas and the Oilers were going, and I was like, I'm not breathing until the buzzer goes. Like, I can't breathe. And even then, we've seen multiple occasions where they're like, actually, never mind, that goal didn't count. So there's no breath lost until they play like the celebration song, until, we're in interviews. Literally, I don't fuck with that. Like, we're not doing that.
We literally, during Four Nations, I don't think breathed until Connor, we lost it, right? Yes. But I didn't breathe until after they were selling. They had pulled everybody. I was like, are we sure? Are we sure? Yeah. Which is very funny to think about retrospectively, because there's no way, even if it's been offsides, that anyone could challenge that fucking goal, because they would have riots.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
it's something
you never leave the hockey game.
Exactly.
You never leave the hockey game.
Oh my god.
Imagine being a fan of the Canucks at the game and going, oh, well, we'll beat traffic. There's a minute left and they're down 3. And then turning around and finding out you missed them fucking winning.
Somebody said that by the time you got to the car, they would have won. And you're like,
yes, literally.
That person would not have believed, like, at all.
Yes. I don't even think you make it out of the,
stadium.
You don't even make it out of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. You made it down to the end of the hall,
and
probably.
And then you hear the cheers. Oh, Lord.
Like, what? That's what happened at the Boston game.
Yes. People were leaving,
and we made it. I mean, granted, we didn't win, but still, we were on the other side of, the two. The Penguins have done it before, too, where, it's just the last minute fucking comeback.
Yeah.
Not to that. That is the first time in NHL history that has happened. It's crazy stat. I didn't even think you could move that fucking fast. Like,
I don't trust like that. Like, we're not doing that ever again. Like,
no, that was
the Dallas. But this is like almost karma for Dallas against the Oilers, because remember the Oilers game, we were up by 4 and Dallas came back in 2 minutes. Like, it's not impossible, but it sure does scare the hell out of me.
Never tell me the odds.
Yes.
Like, that's hockey.
Yes.
That's why we like this sport so much, because it really is like, it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Like, there is always a chance.
Game. Like, the Oilers are playing the Stars or the Sharks tonight, and
I
am not breathing because, you know, we have a tendency.
Who has to lose?
Calgary.
Calgary has to lose.
We have all we need is a point.
No, Calgary has to. I thought Calgary had to win.
All we need is a point.
Yes,
Calgary needs it to stay in the playoff running.
But it's an either or situation where if we either get a point, or another team loses.
Calgary has to lose.
Calgary has to lose.
Yes.
Okay.
Because then the Wild is kind of set. Like, the comeback is not enough for them to get into the wild card spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, Lord, I don't trust like that. We're not doing that. Especially as we get into playoffs, like, I forgot how brutal last year's playoffs were, and how much the reffing sucks. So I'm like, we're already getting a taste of it, and how it's gonna be, played out. And I'm not scared because I'm excited for playoffs, but I remembered how much of a shift it was for us when they went from regular season to playoffs, and we were like, they're hitting a lot harder. Do you remember that? We were like, the boards are shaking a lot more.
We knew that playoff hockey is different. Like, we knew that even before, like, I knew that even before we got into hockey. It was just that, like, no, playoff hockey is different. But like, also the reffing, I feel like last year it was only like the last week. This has been like the last few weeks. Where
did you see? I'm gonna use the Oilers again. Where
we're tied.
Okay.
Gino's on Hattie Watch. Gino's on Hattie Watch.
I just need to tell you that I'm currently wearing Gino Malkin's jersey, and I guess I can't take it off.
Yep, you sure fucking. She asked me earlier, should I take it off because we were losing? 1 goal, 15 seconds into the fucking game, first shot, first goal, which 3 people have had tonight apparently.
Yeah, but it's the full moon.
Gino,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. 2 days. I put it on because I was having a bad week, and so I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just wear my jersey because I haven't worn a jersey since the game we went to.
You just,
Yep. Wait a minute.
Sometimes. Wait a minute.
Was it the jersey all along?
Was it see? And I usually I'll wear my jerseys when we do Saturday night hockeys because I'm usually streaming.
Yes.
But I'm usually like in between the periods, like doing stuff that I don't want my jersey to get ruined or like stuff on it. So unless I'm sure I'm sitting,
and I don't do it. I do it for the Bruins jersey and the Pens jersey. I only wear the Oilers jersey on Oilers game days. And the reason that I'm not wearing it yet is because we have playoffs and I don't want to taint the jersey with bad luck.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Anyways, back to the reffing. Back to the Oilers. And it's not just
never
mind.
They gave it to Pusty. It was an assist. It's fine.
Anyways.
It's fine. Anyways, sorry, I had to clarify that.
Hey, now he's on Gordie Howe watch.
Now he is on Gordie. Did he get the assist? Yeah. Now he's on Gordie Howe watch. Hell yeah.
Gino, you so want to fight for your girlfriend.
Gino, you already gave them an own goal. It would be so funny.
I don't want to use the Oilers, but the Oilers reffing has been horrendous. So I'll go to the Calgary refereeing. And God, if I was a Calgary fan, I'd be pissed. Because the 2 goals that they have had that have gotten recalled but are clearly over the goal line, you've seen those, right?
Yeah, I was like, I am a diehard Oilers fan. This is the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. Calgary, what does the NHL
who did you piss off
for?
Like the Utah one,
like I really don't know. One of them I was like, okay,
that's the Utah one.
Argue it to the one where it was like, to the letter of the rule, there has to be white space between the line. I was like, all right, if you're gonna count that hard, Sure, but that other one, that was over the fucking line.
Yeah, and that one was so I showed Austin, I said, as somebody who does not watch hockey, I said, the rule is the puck has to completely cross the line. And he goes, okay. And I showed him the pictures. He goes, yeah, those are good goals. And I said, not according to the NHL. And I'm just saying, like, it's been like that.
Compare it to other good game. Compare it to others.
Yeah.
Right? Again, it's the consistency.
Yes.
The lack of fucking consistency. Because I know for a fact that other ones have been called good goals.
Yeah.
That were closer than what those were. Calgary, honestly, other than the whatever is going on with their scoreboard, I don't pay attention to Calgary. You don't exist to me most of the time, honestly. I'm sorry. Did that kind of cost them the playoffs?
I think so. Like
that's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, and like then you go to the Oilers, who there have been several times where the games have gotten out of control because the refs haven't stepped in, so the players do. As we've said, they're always going to do that if the refs aren't going to start. And
which is why we like hockey.
Yeah, and it was the Blues versus the Oilers, and the Blues player grabbed Jeff Skinner's jersey and held him, and Jeff Skinner got the 10-minute misconduct. And I was like, how did we get here? Like, what is happening?
Yeah. I don't understand that. That was like one of those cases where, again, I understand removing a player. Like last year in the playoffs, it was like, you gotta go because you're a problem. You're a fucking problem. Yeah, the Kings game 3.
Yeah.
You're a problem. Get out. That's fine.
Yeah.
Giving him a 10 minutes what the fuck what is it about Jeff Skinner that makes older white men hate him? Because he is enamored. Like
everybody
right?
on the
like
team.
Connor Brown, he's in love with Connor Brown.
Yeah.
Everybody they all love each other. There's two polyfields in Edmonton.
And I said this. I think that Jeff Skinner has an attitude thing. I know that Oilers Twitter loves him, and I am very endeared by him.
Yes,
but I
enjoy him.
think he's got an attitude issue. And I think that you don't see it in the game. I understand. Do not get me wrong. I understand why he was pissed in that one. But
yeah, that was undeserved.
I've seen him multiple times in the middle of a game stop a play because he wasn't happy that he didn't get a call. And then that would turn over and lead to a goal. And I'm like, if that's why Chris Knobloch is pissed, then I get it. Because you can't stop. You just have to fight through it. The refs are going to do what the refs are going to do. You can be pissed. Do not get me wrong. But you can't just give up because you expect better from them.
Like, that's what happened a lot with the Oilers last year, just in general. Yeah. I think that's an Oilers problem in general for a while, was that the Penguins did it too a little bit last year, but the Oilers specifically,
they expect better.
They would literally look and go, that's a call, but the call didn't happen yet. The whistle, you play until the whistle, and they kept not playing to the whistle. And I'm like, guys, it doesn't matter if you think you get a call. Make your case to the ref, whatever. Until that, I think that's another problem with the diving that happens more frequently now is players will dive because they're not getting the calls that they think they should be getting. Yeah. Like that statistic on the fact that so few penalties are called. I think as a player, your coach kind of has to look at you guys and be like, look at the stats, stop expecting a call, play to the whistle, and do what you got to do. The Corey Perry and Jordan Binnington thing, that one Corey Perry should have gotten his fucking ass whooped. That should have been attempted murder.
And trust me, I'm not a Binnington fan by any means.
No, Binnington, you can go fuck yourself. He's a terrible person.
But we can't talk bad about him on the ice. Because because he did win us 4 nations. However, that whole
off the ice, your fair game.
Yeah, the whole thing with Binnington, like Corey Perry deserved what he got. And
he actually, I think, should have gotten worse. Yeah, I think that should have been.
He should have gotten the 10-minute misconduct.
That should have been the 10-minute misconduct. Like, I don't understand. Like, he really, like, even with the neck guard, everything, he could have. Goalies don't have the same stuff.
That's why
like,
the people
regular skaters do.
So hard.
Like, I didn't like that at all. Like, Binnington absolutely should have. Everyone should have beat his ass for that move. But I did not like. I did not like that shit with Jeff Skinner. Again, you don't, and it led to a goal.
Yeah. It was that
goal. Like all of that led to a goal, and it shouldn't have been. I think that, like, it's the shit that happened with the Pens game where it's like, oh well, the Thomas gave a bullshit. a bullshit call that never should have been a call. You didn't review it when you should have reviewed it.
Yep.
And then you don't, like, then they score off of it. Like, it's bullshit.
Yep.
Like, it's really hard for people to get into it. Is this the caliber of reffing that we're going to have? Honestly, at this point, unless it's short of actual attempted murder, don't fucking call anything anymore, because I'm sick of it. Like, I
trust me,
like,
that's what
I'm
playoffs are gonna be.
Holy shit.
Speaking of playoffs, let's go into who's clinched and who's out. So, the Eastern Conference is decided except for one wild card, and that is, I think, if they win tonight, that's it. So we have the Leafs, Lightning, and Panthers. And then the Caps, which they are staying in their spot. They can't be kicked out of their first seed. The Canes and the Devils. And the Canes and the Devils are the first official matchup of this, what's it called? This season. Playoffs. I can't speak. And then the Ottawa Senators are going back to the playoffs for the first time since 2017, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a drought.
Oh man, EK, you picked the wrong horse.
Yeah.
Bud.
Then the Habs went on a tear. Like, we all heard about the Blues tear, but the Habs went on a tear too. Which
is hysterical considering the start of the season.
Yeah, and at this point, I don't think the Blue Jackets, the Islanders, or Rags, or the Wings can come back and win it.
Yeah, I think that one that missed empty net goal for the Red Wings is pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah. That was it for them,
yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Eliminated this from the Eastern Conference are the Sabres, the Flyers, the Bruins, and the Pens. R.I.P. Saint Astra. I know you are
black and gold. This fucking bracket is too much red. Have you seen what it looks like? It's all red and like two blues. Yep. Come on, guys. This is embarrassing.
On the Western Conference, we have the Jets, Stars, Avalanche, Kings, and Knights. There's a team on there that should have clinched a while ago, but hasn't because everybody's been freaking injured. That would be my team, Oilers. And then the Wild and the Blues are tied. I didn't realize that they were tied.
Yeah, it's like the Wild were so set.
They had
and then all of a sudden they weren't.
Well, they also had a ton of injuries, but they had injuries at the wrong time of the year. Because they had injuries in like January.
Yeah, we almost kind of swapped places where it was like way more.
And then the Blues have gone on their. They won 12 or no 11. And then they got...
No, it was 12, wasn't it? Because that was their record, was 11. They broke it to 12, I think. Or no, did we?
I don't remember. No, we didn't break it. It was the Jets. It was the Jets who broke it.
It was the Jets. Yes, because we were like, someone has to take care of this problem. And the Jets were like, we're the new problem. Because we've been the problem all season.
Everybody else in the Western Conference, except for the Flames, is eliminated. It really just goes to show you how close the East race was. Not anymore.
The fact that they're still like the Canucks, they have no actual chance. Yeah. It's really just
no. The Canucks are out.
Yeah. Oh, right now
Flames.
It's showing they technically the Canucks. It's technically as of today we're 0.1%.
Oh, they're eliminated again.
Like because on mine they're it's showing like mathematically.
Yeah, it's never going to happen.
Still, it can't happen unless the stars align, the likes of which no prophecy could ever foretold. Like, it's just... But, so, again, no surprise with...
I think the Habs. I think the Habs is really the biggest surprise.
Honestly, because we called the Sens at the beginning of the season.
I want to go back and listen to
scary.
that episode and see which teams we called and which ones we did.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what happens there.
Yeah, the Canadians, I did not. I think they did. I didn't think they were. I think they were pretty out. Like, because that was when the Penguins broke the fucking. We were the first ones to reach 9 goals or whatever or something like that. Like that 7-goal lead. I was surprised that the Red Wings held out for as long as they did.
Yeah.
I think they're out. The Islanders and Rags, them still technically being in contention
is wild.
is insane to me. Did you see that 10-goal game?
Yep.
What the fuck? Like they're not making the playoffs. No. But I'm sad about the Blue Jackets though. They were a team that we wanted to get in and expected.
I think it was a hope. It was a hope. And they just really again they also just collapsed at the wrong time.
Yeah, they just couldn't keep it together, which it sucks. I would really have liked them.
Yeah, same. I don't think they would have gone very far, but I would have liked them in.
No, but it would have been like who got the first round exit last year? Was it the
Rags?
Or it was the Caps. They were the
one who got swept.
Yeah, they were the ones who got the only ones who got swept. So it was just like it was fun. It was like, listen, I'm just happy that you made it. Mm-hmm. It was a stupid wild card for the East spot. Yeah.
But yep.
So we're looking at the playoff. Who's playing who as of right now?
The only one that is clinched is the Canes versus the Devils.
Canes versus the Devils.
Because the wild card spots can flip. Because I didn't know this until this past week. You can still get more points to move into different spots. Like,
yeah, that's the whole bit. But it's who you're playing. That's why a lot of people don't like this format.
Yeah.
Because it becomes division based.
Yeah.
So strongly that you're getting the same. Because this is the problem. We're getting the Florida Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Lightning again.
Yeah.
We're getting the Los Angeles Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers again. Like there's some differences.
You should do a randomizer. You should do a randomizer. Just throw it to the blender. I would hate that, but I would also love that.
I liked so there's this. Some people say it should be 1 to 8. So like the first points overall versus the lowest points overall.
Okay.
So like that's the 1 through 8 format. I don't like that because it basically means a boring first round. It gives the wild cards, like the lowest scoring ones, a chance to like defeat the President's Trophy winner or whatever.
Yeah.
Someone else suggested right now it's division based. I think division should count for getting into the playoffs. It should not count in the lineup.
Okay.
Because it goes A1 versus, so Atlantic, the number 1 spot goes to the wild card spot 1. And then Atlantic 2 goes to Atlantic 3. And then, it goes 1, 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why not? Because technically, it really just only means that the wild card's the only interesting spot. Like, everything else is almost always going to be
the same.
You're always, if it's the same 3 teams getting in because they're strong teams, you're going to have the same matchups for like 5 years. So like, why not just make it that like, hey, yes, only you keep the same entry level. Like you have to be the top 3 in your division. And then you have the wild card 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But it goes by conference in the actual matchup.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think that's a good way to balance it. So you're not getting the same fucking things all the time. Like,
but next week we are doing our brackets. And so the end of the season.
Last year we did really good.
Last year we did.
This year I don't think we're going to do so good. Now
we're too focused.
We're also too biased. Like last year we had we literally, it was pure vibe check. Like
we have to turn off our brain. We have to turn off our brain.
That's what it is. Cause because we had two brackets. Yes. We have what we call the vibe check. The hope bracket and like the vibe check bracket. And then we had the like, based on the statistics, who wins. And it was like, we would have gotten kicked out by the Canucks if you looked at our statistics because they swept us in the regular season. Yeah. So who knows?
Yep. We'll do our brackets next week. So Saint, do we have a sponsor today?
We do have a sponsor. Today's sponsor is Saint Astra, a Twitch streamer, cosplayer, and artist. You can support her by purchasing from her Etsy or subscribing on twitch.tv/Saint Astra. Use your free Prime Sum and get access to cute emotes. Saint Astra's Etsy also sells a variety of jewelry, decorations, and trinkets. Everything is handmade and crafted with the perfect balance of love and spite. All proceeds go directly to the Saint Astra Dry Saddle Jersey Fund.
Saint, I'm sending you a link.
I clicked the link.
Nope, I haven't sent it yet.
Oh, well, I saw this is the goat version of when those dogs meet Dog Man, and it's the OV meeting the goat. Okay. I thought that was
I've sent you a link. It is a Bolts from Bolts Fanatics on Twitter.
Oh my tweet, and it made me want to like throw something.
This tweet, for those of you who
were not this bad.
No, who cannot see it, it's my prediction of how good I think each NHL team will be in 2024-2025 season. I'm going to go through these, and we're going to talk about each spot. And, all right. I mean, it's so bad.
It's so bad. We were not this wrong, by the way. Next year, we should do this.
Yes,
next year
absolutely.
We should do this.
The top contenders for this bracket was the Rags.
Nope.
Which, even in the offseason, we were like...
They weren't good.
No.
Everyone who had eyes knew that the Rangers were getting hard carried by, like, their goalie.
Yep.
Like, and they had, like, one or two good... Was it their defense that was solid? They had, like, a good defense, but no offense or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
But the eye test, they did not pass. Everybody went, how is this team doing well?
Yeah.
Like...
It was luck. The second one is the Panthers. I will give them that. That one makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Even though the Panthers are having their little moment, it still makes sense. The Stars also very much makes sense.
Yeah, especially at the time. Like,
Randon trade hadn't happened. This was posted August 31st.
Yep. There was still a lot of stuff. They hadn't lost Stankoven for the trade. Like, there was a lot of shit that was different. So, like, they to me still could technically be cup contenders.
I think so.
They get their shit together.
They have to get their Heiskanen back and
Tyler Seguin come back.
Yeah, Tyler Seguin's out. And then the last one in the top cup contenders bracket is the Canucks. I will not laugh. It will be very funny.
It was also, again,
I think
it was a hard fight for them against the Oilers, but they were not
the Canucks.
Like, they were getting carried by Quinn Hughes.
And
it was,
and with again, this was August 31st. We didn't know the chaos that the Canucks would experience, especially in the locker room and the vibes. But also,
that whole drama hadn't even
the people in the Canucks fandom, whatever you want to call it, kept saying, oh, next year when Thatcher Demko's back. And even when he was out, like, from what I'd heard from him over the offseason, it didn't sound like he was going to come back at full force. I hope he does, because he seems like a really good, like, goalie, like, as a person.
He's just,
but he tweaked his back. Ouchy. It's not, he did something and he's never going to be able to play the same way, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. And it's like, he's got to completely relearn how he goalies. Yeah. And that may not be the NHL caliber.
Yeah. Number 2, the playoff locks, Avalanche, a good
pick.
That
tracks.
A good pick.
That's solid.
The Predators?
Which,
at the start of the season, we said, the Preds might be dangerous this year. I will give them that. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. I have no clue. On paper, they were way better than they've been playing. I don't know what it is. To be fair, I haven't really looked into the Predators that much. They weren't like a scary team in the playoffs, but like they were to me, I would have put them like a wild card team. Yeah. But like when they got like Steve Stamkos,
I was like, oh shit, they're kind of like, to me, they should be doing better than they are, but whatever.
Canes and Devils, perfect locks.
They both like that. We last year would have said, oh my God, the Devils, are you dumb? And that's because all of their guys were injured and we didn't know that they were having a cursed year. And now
the Oilers, the Oilers,
of course.
That's because they hired Stan Bowman, but I will stay off my soapbox for now.
Get mad about it. The Leafs, they make the playoffs now. Yeah. That's their playoff
they
make
it. It's
Bruins are there to kick them out this year, so we'll see how that goes.
But they are playing the Panthers. So
they are playing the Panthers, which now again, Leaf killer Marshy is on that team.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So it's one of those where like the Bruins like in like the horror movie or like we've gotten rid of him, guys, the big bad. He's gone, we got rid of the Bruins, run of the play, this is our year. And then Brad Marchand gets traded to the Panthers and it's like, oh fuck.
The Lightning and the Jets, again, the Jets,
they were locked. The Jets did good last year too.
It was a close matchup. It was just brutal. I mean, it was brutal.
That hand cut lives forever stored in my brain. I just touched my hand in sympathy pain.
Wildcard teams, the Knights, sure.
I'll allow it, but I don't actually even last year they were so solid. I wouldn't have put them as a wild card team.
The Islanders,
what were you smoking?
Well, I mean, they are
not
still
good last year.
They're not good. But they are, they're still a wild card.
They have their crazy cult leader.
I forgot about
front
that.
office.
Yeah.
Like their coach is insane. Whoever, all those people are insane. I don't know. Rancid.
LA Kings, not a wild card. I would not say they're
not a wild card. Again, LA is consistently underrated.
Yes,
like,
they are.
I don't like to say that, but they're a solid ass team.
The Bruins, RIP.
They could have been. They honestly, there was this one goal that they did not challenge. That was so, I think it was offsides or something.
Yeah.
And it was like they didn't challenge it, and it was like, what are we fucking doing?
Yeah.
And it was, I think they truly lost the plot and just couldn't. They were like, tank.
Yeah. Red Wings. I mean, they're technically a wild card, and they sat in that spot for a while, but I don't know.
I don't.
It would have been it's a good call for a wild card.
I'll allow it.
Barely missing the playoffs, both the Blues and the Wild, which is very funny.
Yeah, that they're now fighting for the same wild card spot because one of them is missing the playoffs.
Yeah,
they ranked the Blues higher than I would. Well,
they're both going in the playoffs. They're both the wild cards.
Oh, they're the two wild. I thought they were fighting for a wild card spot.
They are the wild cards. The Coyotes, RIP. So I'll say the Utah Hockey Club. They barely missed the playoffs. I mean, they were one of the last teams to get kicked out, but it wasn't. They are not barely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. That to me was just a numbers game of like there's other teams
that are better
the way. Yeah, or like just also in the games played, the numbers. You might not be out of contention yet because it's not mathematically impossible, but like it's not happening.
Yeah,
like. Same thing with the Kraken. Like, Kraken, I don't know why.
Kraken are just need to get,
They had some good trades over the summer, so I imagine people were thinking that they were going to be better this year.
Yeah.
But they overworked Joey Dacor way too fucking hard. He had like the most starts of any goalie this year. It was crazy.
Calgary Flames are in the playoff hunt. They're still in it. Yeah, that's a fair thought. The Flyers, sure. The Pens, they didn't last for very long.
The thing was like a couple bad injuries.
Yeah.
No depth. Our bottom six sucks typically.
Yeah.
And so like
you have issues with defense and goalie, so it's not.
Chris Letang, I love you more than life itself. You are too old to be a D1. You need to be on like the second line, and they just won't do that. And like that's the problem. We have really great. The problem is they don't understand how to implement their veterans.
Yeah.
Give them short times where they matter.
Yeah.
So that Chris Letang still has like an insane amount of ice time.
Yeah.
Let that man breathe. Same thing with they're just not deploying them effectively. Yeah. On paper, we were better than we played.
Yeah.
But we also just have a lot of guys who just were not. A lot of injuries this season. A lot of injuries. POJ's still not back.
Yeah.
He got hurt when Marshy got hurt.
Yep. The Caps.
That's so funny.
But at the end of last season,
at the time, they were. It was
nobody expected Ovi to go on a tear, break his leg, go on another tear, and beat the record for goal scoring this year.
And they got some key guys in that just really, as someone said, don't look to the Capitals because what they've done isn't normal.
Yeah.
Like it just isn't. Like power friendship, baby.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
You got that dog in you?
You got that dog in you, bark bark.
Not in playoff contention, the Sabres. The Habs, which is funny, but again, they've done really well.
It was accurate.
Yeah. And then the Sharks again. Yeah. This one takes me out. The bottom of the league, we have Chicago. Yeah, that's not a joke.
Still true.
The Ducks, sure. The Columbus Blue Jackets, which they were barely missing the playoffs. I'll still give them that.
Until that last collapse, they were a lot better. They were a couple tiers up.
The number one, the number one choice, which is baffling to me, is the Sens at the bottom of the league, which again, we said they are scarier than you're letting on.
Once they got Lena Solmark, and he hasn't even been, and that's what we were wrong on. I said, oh man, they've got Lena Solmark. They're going to be really scary. And who else? They traded for somebody else.
You're right. I don't remember who
you know what I mean? I can't fucking remember who it was, but they acquired somebody else that I was like, damn, that's going to be a little like it was also just that they were young. They were finally getting a lot of players coming in that just like were hungry for the to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, Linus Ullmark is really gonna, but he actually hasn't been the decider, because he was out on injury for a while. He tweaked his back, I think.
Ollie? Yeah, he was out for a while.
Yeah, so, but still, it maintains. They just needed that level of their rebuild / getting into playoff contention was just that they needed to find the right set of guys that gelled together. Absolutely. And I think they've done that. I don't think they're going to win the cup, but I think that they might win a round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I would be
Depends on how, playoff hockey is different. It's just different. People play so much harder.
Yeah.
Because there's no I think it's almost when it's almost like no limits, right? Yeah. Because you're not holding back. You are giving 110% every fucking time. Because who cares if you get hurt if it means you won the right. You know what I mean? It's just you go feral every fucking game.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's gonna be that is very funny to me because it was so it was just not a good list. And the poster even said, geez, I was way off, which I thought was hilarious.
I love people who can be wrong.
Yeah, because it couldn't be me.
Yep, couldn't be me. We're always right.
So, our dearly beloved Elliot Friedman, the most accurate, most consistent,
the one man we all trust in this bullshit one sports journalism world.
He has a tendency to post some very interesting acronyms when he's talking about teams that are going against each other.
To the point where I wanted to take a baseball bat to
his phone.
Yeah, I was I get viscerally angry about it, unreasonably angry.
Yeah, and to the point where you don't know what teams he's talking about.
Yes, and now I know it's a bit, right? Because I'm an asshole. Right. I would also do the bit, but it's so aggravating. I can't appreciate the bit fully.
Maybe this is why you thought you hated him, and it was Frank Saravelli. It's because he pissed you off. No,
because I hated him for this bit, and I was confusing my hatred of him being a Stealth Flyers fan and hating the Penguins versus just that he annoyed me.
Yeah, instead of EDM for Edmonton, he does ETO, and you're like, who the fuck is that?
ETO?
I mean, that's how wild they are, right? So
one of the Buffalo ones sent me into orbit, blacked out.
BAL or BAO or something.
Yeah, I think it was BAO, and I blacked out. I was so mad.
So with that being said, there was a TikTok that I saw where they did some of his worst ones, and I'm gonna have you guess them.
Okay. Oh no, I'm so bad.
It's gonna be very short. So, number 1, CIA. Which team is CIA?
The CIA?
Yep. Who is the CIA?
But who starts with C and ends with A? It can't be Calgary. It's not
Calgary.
Chicago?
It's Chicago.
Okay.
Because there's, CIA. That's
yeah, he just doesn't follow.
No, absolutely not. Number 2, we've got OAA. Any guesses for OAA?
It's got to be Ottawa.
Yes, it is. Ottawa.
Okay, because I was like, he's on a trend of no consonants, I guess.
I don't know why.
Because there's only so many fucking letters. Half of them have repeating letters, like Buffalo and Ottawa, 2 T's,
Yeah. This one, NWI.
NWI.
NWI. Any guesses?
What? Who has an N and a W?
This one doesn't make sense at all.
Who has an N and a N and W?
This one drove me up the wall.
Hold on, I'm gonna lose my shit. There's no one like
NWI.
It can't be the Devils because
it's not the Devils.
It can't be Vancouver.
It's not the Canucks.
The Islanders?
Yes, the Islanders.
What? For what? Where? Where?
New York Islanders.
For NW?
Oh my god.
The letter W.
Yep, the letter W. NWI.
For what?
This is breaking your brain.
Can he spell?
No.
Elliot Friedman?
He can do anything else except spell. Now we have
NYA. I get it. Like any other. This one, Elliot Friedman. I just want to talk.
The next one.
What do you mean?
The next one we have is NILE.
NILE. Nashville?
Yes, Nashville. Good job.
Okay.
This one.
This is really just figuring out how to spell team names and then picking whatever letters match. That's it. Like
CCO.
CCO.
Any guesses for that one?
CC. Oh, not Columbus. Not.
Nope.
TC. I'm trying to think of who has two C's.
Yep.
Together, not Calgary, not Canadians, not Canucks, not Columbus, not.
This one's gonna make you mad again.
Not the Canes.
It's not the Canes.
Who the fuck? CC. Not Chicago?
Yes, Chicago.
Not Chicago again. I didn't even. It was off my mind because I'm like, you already did one dumb one. You only get one. He broke the rule again.
All right, and then the last one is MOA.
Montreal?
No,
wait. M
as in Mary. OA. Yep.
Minnesota Wild.
Minnesota Wild. I could just imagine you sitting at your desk, like clutching your head.
It's causing me pain in my jaw because
you're clenching your jaw so hard.
I'm grimacing so hard.
Elliot Friedman, you are so good at everything you do when it comes to hockey. However, I need you to not name anything. Oh, we've got a new one. Who the hell is this one? Okay.
I love your live reaction.
What is MEAL?
MEAL?
Mm-hmm. Meal.
Yep.
What? Meal. This one's gonna make you mad. It's happening right now.
Meal culpa. Is it a Minnesota?
Yes.
Again?
No.
What?
No. Sorry. It is Montreal. Meal.
Yeah, I almost said Montreal, but I like.
And he only does it for like game days. It's not like when he's doing it for people. No,
when he's doing his full report, like that's fine. Like, but
we've got I don't even know who these are. What are these? Okay, we've got Cubs. Then we've got Toto. That's Toronto, maybe. What's Cubs? What's PDA?
PDA?
What's PDA?
Philadelphia.
Oh my god, I hate that. Because it's Philadelphia.
Jim, how do you think I feel? I'm the one getting these right. Like, I hate that I'm getting them right.
So, like, WIG is Winnipeg. That one makes sense.
I'll allow that one.
Utahns is Utah National, Hockey Club. But what's Cubs? Cubs, like the Bear Cubs.
CUBS?
CUBS.
Columbus Blue Jackets.
Columbus Blue Jackets. I hate that. I'm like,
you said Cubs, and I was like, not Chicago again. And I was like, wait, there's a B. Wait, there's a B. Hold on. Like,
but yeah, it's this man. I love him because he, keeps us up to date. I hate him because he does shit like this.
It's literally like, it's one of those where, like, as a hater, and as someone committed to the bit, I have to appreciate that he's committed to the bit, and I have to appreciate how angry he's making everyone because I can only dream of that power. but also fuck you from the bottom of my heart.
All right, well, let's move into sportsmanlike conduct after that lovely conversation.
We've only got one more week of sportsmanlike, don't we? Or are
we're doing it in playoffs, but
we'll do it through playoffs. It's still only another.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all right. We might have some. We might have some that we don't get. And listen, there's one or two on this list that I don't care about, so this will be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Let's see. It's gonna crash your encoding. Haha.
Oh. Okay. It's the Sabres.
Okay.
That was one. I didn't remember that it was on the list.
That was one that I've been kind of wanting because I do like.
Yeah.
They're like my like. I'm from upstate New York.
Yes.
And so it's like you kind of have to pick. Do you want to be a New York City fan of sports, or do you want to be a Buffalo fan? Like, those are the two distinctions, right? Like, you pick either somewhere in the cities and fight over that, or you're like, I am separating myself and I am going to Western New York.
Right. And you're definitely not supporting the Rags.
Yeah, and I'm not supporting the Rags. Fuck the Isles. So, like, it was kind of, Sabres, they're okay, like, in terms of everything. But I really appreciate Buffalo is a hockey city.
Yes.
They deserve a playoff team.
Sure.
They really Buffalo goes hard. Buffalo goes hard for every sport ever. So I really hope they someday get the team that they deserve. I love their black alternate jerseys. Those are so fucking sick.
That was one of mine.
I want that fucking jersey.
Like I don't care about a lot of I don't want a lot of teams' extra jerseys. I have my 4, and I have some that I would love, obviously.
Yeah, like, there's ones that I'd get just to collect. If they came at cheap, I would pay full price for that jersey.
Absolutely. I love that jersey.
The other one is thank you for giving us Jeff Skinner.
Okay, I will do the opposite of that. I hope, I love that you are taking care of Clowder. Ryan. Ryan McLeod is, he was an Oiler last season, and I loved him so much. And he's just a goofy boy. Like, I love that boy.
Just a little fella.
And my clearest memory of Clowder is him and Dylan Holloway when they were first in Florida, and they were doing an interview for the Stanley Cup final. And Clowder does not have front teeth because he's a hockey player. And Hollywood is gorgeous. And the two of them were shooting the shit with the reporter. And they were just so himbo-esque. And, like, that is a very clear Stanley Cup final memory. They were so happy to be in the final. And, and there's a very clear video of me when they traded Clowder. I was trying to take a nap over the summer. And I just happened to check Twitter, and I saw that they had traded Clowder. And you were at work. And I lost it. I was so distraught when they traded him.
We had a rough offseason for the Oilers, honestly. The Bruins got hit really hard for trade. I think the Bruins got hit the hardest at trade season, but the Oilers got hit the hardest over the summer.
Yeah. But I love that they have taken good care of Clowder. And I hope he continues to succeed. I'm really salty that he's still not an Oiler. It's one of those things where they took away our youth.
Yeah, they did. We got older and slower, and it sucks. Also, shout out to Shelly, who listens to this podcast. She's a diehard Sabres fan, one and only. She said she will tolerate other teams, but she's the Sabres are her team. So,
it's just one of those things
Sabres, you're cool. You're chill. I
don't feel strongly about you one way or the other, which is a good sign.
Yes, that's true. Because Champ, I'm a hater in quantity. Champ is a hater in quality.
Yes.
So the fact that we're chill with you is great.
I do hope they get a playoff run pretty soon.
I want it to happen within the next 10 years. I think that would be
your
cool.
lifetime.
Yeah, I almost said lifetime, and then I thought that was too much of a stretch.
All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode, folks. We really appreciate you listening through all of our rants and ramblings. The Puck Witches podcast is released on Spotify and our YouTube channel, and you can join the Night Witches Discord via the link below to talk about the episodes directly, as well as enjoy our other channels. It's full of gaming, hobbies, and good vibes.
Sometimes we record these episodes live on Twitch, so make sure you're following us there. And if you want to support us with a Twitch Prime on either or both of our channels, you get access to cute emotes and extra channel points. If you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky for updates.
And lastly, don't forget to support the St. Astra Drysaddle Jersey Fund, even though she did get the jersey, by checking out Saint's Etsy or subscribing on Twitch. We love you all and hope the hockey season is treating you well. Champ and Saint, signing off.
Stay witchy.